Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're diving into some really ancient wisdom to explore a concept that's, just as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. Cause and effect. We're going to break down the fundamental logic that, according to this text, really governs our entire lives.
I mean, haven't you ever wondered about this? Do the things we do actually matter in the grand scheme of things? Is life just a series of random events, or is there some kind of hidden logic to it all? Well, the text we're looking at today says there is a very clear, very predictable system at play. And understanding it, well, that's the key to everything.
So where are we getting all this from? Our source is the Maharatnakuta Sutra, which is this incredible collection of Buddhist teachings. And deep inside it, we find this concept of the 10 powers of a Buddha. Now, this isn't about magic or superpowers. It's a framework for a deep, complete understanding of reality itself.
Right. So when you hear the word powers, don't think of flying or anything like that. It's better to think of them as 10 different lenses, 10 facets of an enlightened insight. Together, they represent a total grasp of how the universe works, from the basic laws of causality all the way to the inner workings of our own minds. For our explainer, we're going to focus in on a few of these that really unpack this logic for us. Okay, let's dive right in with the very first power. This is the bedrock. You can think of it as the foundational operating system for reality. It's the universe's ultimate if-then statement.
So, what this is the wisdom to know what's possible. And, well, what's impossible. It means knowing with absolute, unshakable certainty that specific actions will always lead to specific results, and that it's impossible for them to lead to others. There are rules, and they are unbreakable.
And the scripture lays it out so clearly. Rule number 1, good, wholesome actions, the things we do with our body, what we say and what we think, will lead to pleasant, desirable outcomes. The text says this isn't just a maybe, it's a law. It is possible. And then, of course, you have the flip side, which is just as important, right? The scripture states with the exact same certainty that it is impossible for bad, harmful actions to somehow produce good, pleasant results. It just doesn't work that way. You can't plant a bad seed and get a good fruit. The system has integrity.
And it's not just abstract ideas. The text gives us these super concrete examples to really nail it down. Generosity, the act of giving, leads to wealth. That is possible. And its opposite, stinginess, leads to poverty. That is also possible. The cause directly shapes the effect.
I love this metaphor the sutra uses to describe the sheer scale of this law. It says this understanding of cause and effect is like space itself, boundless, infinite, and everywhere. It's not some tiny rule that applies here and there. It is the very fabric of existence.
Okay, so at this point you might be thinking, hang on, my life feels way more complicated than just A leads to B. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Simple actions can have incredibly complex, delayed, or unexpected results. And that brings us to the next level of insight.
This is where things get really fascinating. This power is the wisdom of karmic consequences. It's the ability to see beyond just one action and one result. It's about perceiving the entire intricate web of connections, seeing how an action from way in the past is affecting you right now, and how what you do today will ripple out into the future.
So let's walk through how this works because it's a pretty clear process. It all starts with intention, the thought, the motivation, the why behind what we do. That's the seed. That intention then powers an action. And that action plants the seed that will eventually ripen into a future result. And this is so crucial. It all kicks off in the mind.
And get this, because this is where it stops being simple math. The sutra points out that karma isn't a simple one-to-one exchange. Sometimes a very small action, if it's done with a really powerful intention, can lead to an enormous result. And on the other hand, sometimes a massive effort might produce very little. A Buddha's insight means understanding all of these complex variables.
And that ties perfectly into the next power, which is the wisdom to know the different mindsets and intentions of all beings. See, to truly understand cause and effect on this deep level, you have to understand the inner world where it all begins. It's this profound insight into the minds of others that makes this understanding of causality so complete.
So, what's the point of all this? Why go to all the trouble of understanding this incredibly complex system? Is it just about predicting the future or analyzing the past? Well, the text makes it really clear that the ultimate goal is something much, much bigger.
And this brings us to the 10th and final power, the wisdom of the end of all defilements. This isn't just about knowing something intellectually. It's about the lived, direct experience of freedom. It's the certain knowledge that the cycle of cause and effect that keeps us trapped in suffering has finally been broken for good.
So that's the real key here, isn't it? All this knowledge, all this incredible insight into causality. It's a practical toolkit. The goal isn't just to be a spectator who understands the rules of the game. The goal is to use that understanding to win your freedom from the game itself.
Okay, so let's bring this all back home. What does this ancient framework actually mean for you and me, right here, right now? Well, it's incredibly empowering because it takes this big, abstract idea of destiny and puts the controls right in our hands.
So what's the big takeaway? Well, for one, it's that every single choice matters, no matter how small it seems. It also means our intention, our inner state, is the most powerful tool we have for shaping our reality. We really are the architects of our own future, building it thought by thought, word by word. And you know, realizing this isn't a burden. It's the map showing us the path to genuine freedom. So I want to leave you with this one question to carry with you. As you go about your day, your very next thought, your next word, your next action, what seed is it planting? What kind of future are you creating in this very moment? Because the power, well, it's all yours.